fuck. I'm running out of patience, out of play.
Yo, what's up, guys? So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to edit on Alight Motion for beginners, like you just saw in the intro. And yeah, let's just hop straight into it. So first off, I'm going to be teaching you how to sync on Alight Motion. So what you're going to do is you're going to screen record the song you want to do, and you're going to import it. As simple as that. Then you're going to click on the clip, and at the top right you should see a 3 dots. And you're just going to click on that, extract audio. And then you have that. Leave the project and go back in so you can now see where the audio is and stuff. You're going to want to go right here, right where the shotgun first shoots. Put a you're going to split and put a beat marker, which you just click on the timestamps. And now you're going to go find where the beat drop is. So just listen to the song.
I won't live to see tomorrow, but I don't give a fuck. I'm running out of pain.
So the beat drop is right here. Put a keyframe there, and you're going to zoom out. You're just going to scroll to the left, like this. And you're going to zoom back in. And you're going to go right here on the split, where the beat marker is and everything. You're going to put the keyframe right on it. Right on that frame. I know mine's a little off because I put the keyframe in the wrong spot. So yeah, and then now you should have it like this.
But I don't give a fuck. I'm running out of patience.
So now you have a nice little it's sunk. You have a nice little called that sunk. And I already have velocity added.
I'm running out of patience.
You need to add before you sync. So always add velocity before you sync, or else it'll be messed up. I have a velocity tutorial. Always remember to add velocity after the kill. Velocity after the kill is crucial. I already have that added, but what you can do is you can split 15 frames after the kill and change the speed to 50. Or better yet, go on to Node Video and add Twixtor and just speed it up and use a good speed graph. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to split 23 frames in the future. 23 frames to the right. So go 23 frames to the right and split. So how many frames is this? This is 10, so I'm going to drag it so it's 23. I'm going to split all this stuff out. Boop. Wait. Yeah, like that. Okay, so now it should look like this. And now I'm going to be making an insane impact. So I actually have recorded this tutorial twice because, well, the first time my mic wasn't on, and I made this on Scratch in that tutorial. So I'm just going to import that preset and walk through what I did. So this is a 23 frame clip. And I'm going to copy the effects. I'm just going to go through step by step how I did it. So back in the tutorial right here, I'm going to name this tutorial. I'm just naming the project so it's more organized. Tutorial 2. So then this is also a 23 frame. Yep. Okay. So now I'm gonna paste the effects, but just follow along. I'm gonna hide everything and I'm gonna unhide it as we go. So first thing you always are gonna want to add is tiles. This is just crucial. So even if you don't add the crop part, the zoom in, you always have to add tiles and mirror, else it will not look proper. So look, I give it a small zoom. Right here I have it at 1.140, the crop. And then I go about, how many frames? 21. I go 7 frames in, put a keyframe, and have it at just 1.000. And have mirror on, and have the graph like this. Oh, like that. And then you're going to go into, you're going to apply motion blur, and keep the tune at 1. 1 to 2 is best. Anything more might look too blurry and it'll look really weird. And then next you're going to want to add oscillate. This is probably the most important effect. You're going to add the angle to 45. And then at frequency you're going to have it at 16. And you're going to have it go to 0. And then you go from right here at the very first frame, you put a keyframe. At then about 9 frames in, you put another keyframe and have it at 0, and apply this speed graph like that. And then the magnitude, like this. Same keyframe thing, except you have the magnitude at 77. Then you put it down to 0, and there's no graph applied. And next, you're going to want to add random jitter, angle 135 degrees. So what each angle does is 45 makes it go from top left to top right. 135 goes from top right to top left. 90 goes from up to down. And then 0 goes from side to side. And those are like the 4 that I would mainly recommend using. Maybe 5 I said, I'm not sure. And yeah. But there obviously is more that are better too. 75 is fine. And yeah, and then you can put a keyframe for random jitters frequency at the very first frame, and then I believe 9 frames in. Put another keyframe at the very first keyframe, change the frequency to 60, and then at the very second keyframe, change the frequency to 1. And then you're gonna do the same keyframe deal with magnitude. You're gonna put a keyframe at the start, and then 9 frames in, you're gonna put another keyframe, and you're gonna change the magnitude to 1. At the very start, the magnitude should be 86. And if I ever go too fast for you in this tutorial, because I know I'm talking really fast, and I do not believe there is a speed graph added. There's not. So yes, the random jitter. Now you have a look like that. But we are not done yet. We still need to add some swing and pulse size. So you're going to add swing. Swing will make it like literally swing. It'll give them a circular motion. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to have the frequency. You're going to have the frequency at 12.37 Hz at the start. Then at the very end, you're going to... So at the very start, you're going to put a keyframe. 9 frames in, put a keyframe. And the very start, 12.37 Hz. 0.10, the very lowest you can get. And there's no speed graph. And then right here, at the very start, you put a keyframe. 9 frames in. 8 frames in this time, actually, you put a keyframe. At the very start, the angle should be negative 4.4 to 0, just to 0. There's no such thing as negative 0, just to 0. And then right here, you're going to want to add, on angle 2, there's no graphs for either of them, by the way. Angle 2, you're going to put at the first keyframe at the very start and change the angle to 4.4. Then right here, change the angle to 8 frames in. 8 frames in, you're going to change it to 0. And you're done with swing. And you're going to add pulse size. And then you're going to change the frequency on pulse size on 8.9. So it's going to be 8.9 at the very first frame. And then about 7 frames in, you're going to change it to 0 with this graph, with no graph, And that's all you're going to add. And now it should look like this. So it's relatively clean. I like it. It's sunk. It's got a good sync, and yeah, it's got a good sync, and it's relatively good. Now I'm gonna teach you how to make 3 types of glows. So, and flicker, that'll be what I teach you right now. Flicker. So I have this layer pasted, but I will be teaching you how to do it again. So you're gonna import a rectangle, a rounded rectangle, make it 18 frames. And add copy background. And then once you have copy background, make sure it fills the whole screen too. So if I get rid of it, that's all I can see. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make it, you're going to want to add blink. And then blink is, right here, it's called blink. Just type that in. The very first frame, you're going to want to add, you're going to put a keyframe, and then, like, I believe, how many frames in is it? Right here, that would be, right here, 11 frames in, change it to 0. And right here, change, no, you change it to 2 HZ. You change this to 2 HZ, I'm sorry. Right here, it should be 2 HZ, yep, okay. And then this should be at 16. Each one will determine how much flicker it has. So if there's more hertz HZ, the more flicker there'll be. the less flicker there'll be. And there is a speed graph like that for it. So I'm just going to apply that like that. Okay. And then you're going to exposure gamma. And you're going to put a keyframe at the very start and one at the very end. So I'll show you right here. I'm just going to paste effects because I'm being lazy. When right here, the keyframe at the start is going to be negative 0.66. And I know I said at the end, I'm not thinking clearly. I mean, 10 frames in, you're going to put another keyframe. And the exposure is going to be 0. And there's no graph for this. And now you should have a very nice little flicker. So in my opinion, that is too much of a flicker. So I'm just going to change the blink down to around 8. Or 9, I guess, looks good too. Okay, it's still a bit too much, so I'm going to change it to maybe 6.5, if you can do that. Oh, yeah. Okay, that looks a little better. Let me see. So on this, I had it at 6.9. That looks good, I believe. So yeah. So this looks good. Yeah, that looks really clean. And now, this is how you get an over-edit flicker. Over-edit impact flick. But if you want like a cleaner impact or flicker, I guess you could say. Oh, it's not really just glow. I mean, a cleaner glow. You can apply exposure gamma. Right here, I have the exposure. So at the very start, put a keyframe. 8 frames in, put another keyframe. And on this keyframe, put the exposure to 0.48. And this frame, put it to 0.00. And then it'll just give you a glow like that with a graph like this. So very bottom and this like right there. And if you would like, you can add you can duplicate the layer. On this layer, get rid of exposure gamma. Add a little bit of inner blur. Come on, load Alight Motion. And have it go like this. Put a keyframe here. Wait. Put a keyframe right here. And right there. And have it just go down to 0. And use the exact same speed graph. Like around that. If I were you, I'd copy and paste it just so it's for more precision. Okay, obviously that doesn't look good, but you gotta change this down to 0, which I never did. And then you're gonna change this to screen. So did it not go down to 0 because of this? Yeah, this. Why won't this go down to 0? And then this needs to go down to 0 too. And this whole layer needs to go down to 0, as a matter of fact. So just like this, have it slowly go to 0. And now look, it looks like. I'll export it and I'll show you guys what it looks like. It should be a quick export. I will just skip this part in the tutorial. Alright, so you guys should now have this.
I'm running out of patience. But I don't give a fuck. I'm running out of patience. I'm running out of patience.
Like that. That actually looks really clean. Should I switch to highlight editing? No, I'm kidding. But looks pretty clean. So this is for over edit. So this rectangle is for an over edit one. So over edit impact. I did not save it. Over edit flicker is what I should call it actually. Over edit flicker. Okay, now look. And you could also add a flicker to this. I'm not sure if that would look good or not, but you could try. For the sake of the tutorial, I'm not gonna. But what you can do now is I'm just gonna hide this layer so I can teach you how to make an over edit glow. So say I just use a red skin glow and I want to make a nice little glow. You can add some gradient overlay. And you can change this entire layer to not screen, but to color linear dodge. Where's linear dodge? Linear dodge. Did I apply it to the wrong layer? I believe I did. Yeah, I did. This is supposed to be screen still. Change this entire layer to linear dodge. Oh, screen, I mean. And change these colors to the same. So I made a red skin glow. Do it something like this. and add inner blur maybe. This might look good, this might not. Yes, it does, I agree. Inner blur, and change it down to 0. And slowly change this, do it like this, have it like that, and then go down to this. And if you add a little flicker to it too, it looks best if you have a little flicker to it. So now look, I'm gonna export it. I'm gonna export this, and then I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like.
But I don't
Fully
give a
synced.
fuck. I'm running out of patience. Fuck. I'm running out of patience.
And it looks like this. You can change your flicker to fit it. You can get rid of flicker, but I like it best with flicker.
I'm running out of patience.
And it looks very clean in my opinion. I mean, I did make it, but it's not the best. So it's relatively clean, I would say. Just like that. And yeah. And next, I'm gonna teach you guys how to make a skin glow. And I will be right back with a tutorial on that. Yo, what's up? We are back, and I have made the skin glow, and it looks like this. So I'm gonna be showing you step by step how I did it. And yeah. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to add these overlays because I was going for like a fire type vibe, and because that's really simple to make. And yeah. So the first thing you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to add this the overlays that I have linked in the description. That's the fire one. This is just one that gives the particles, and this also just gives some brightness and it looks good. But I'll give this in the description. What I'm going to be teaching you how to do is how to make skin glow. It's very, very simple, and yeah. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get your mask, and you're going to apply chroma key to get rid of the green screen. And you are going to then apply find edges and copy these settings. Smoothing of 1, threshold of 0.386, invert all. Luma key, the low is 0.036, the high is 1, the feather is 0.050, and the weighted RGB is on. And you do not want to have invert on. Then you're going to apply gradient overlay. You're going to add the red, and then you're just going to have the standard colors, I believe. If not, you can see what these colors are right there. Red and like a yellow beige. And then you're going to apply hot color like this. Just straight line down the middle, like look, see the line right there? Straight down that line. And you are going to then, Then you're going to keep the tint like that. Then you're going to go to saturation/vibrance. And then you're going to change it to negative 3.5%. The vibrance to 2. Then you're going to add rays. The y-axis should be 342. The length should be 0.07. Actually, what I'm going to do for the length is I'm going to do this. Put a keyframe at the very start. And go like 10 frames in. And on the first keyframe, have it at 0. And like that, so it expands in. I'm actually going to go into the 13th frame. And then the intensity, so it's going to go from 0 on the first keyframe to 0.07. And then the intensity is going to be 1.08. The threshold is 0. And yeah. Then you are done with the skin glow. But next, you're going to need to add a rounded rectangle. Or just a rectangle. And then you're going to apply copy background. And exposure gamma. The exposure gamma settings are negative 0.04, 1.160, and negative 0.01. These effects just give it a little brightness and darken and that stuff. And then you're going to add another rectangle, copy background, feather of 0.010. Wait, 0. The feather is 0.010. A lot of zeros. Then you're going to add some rays on here. You are going to change the rays to the center is, the x-axis is 112. The y-axis is 611. The length is 0.50. You're going to do the exact same thing. Right here, 12 frames in. And right here, turn it down to 0. Intensity is 1.93. And the threshold is 0.14. Threshold add is black, the color is white, the blend is 78%, and the quality is 150. Then you're going to add saturation/vibrance. The saturation should be 100, and the vibrance should be 1. The saturation should be 15, and the vibrance should be 1. And then you're going to add sharpen. And then you're going to change the strength to 0.43, and the radius to 1. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hold on all 3 of the layers like this. You're going to press this button right up at the top, and it'll group them together. And then you should have a nice fire skin glow. And if you want, you can do a double group, and it'll look like that. I prefer, actually, I don't know which one I prefer, but I'm going to keep it at this for the sake of the tutorial, as it's simpler. My nose isn't like the greatest, but I just try to keep it very simple for the tutorial. And it's actually pretty decent.